Hello, welcome. In today's video, we're going to cover how you can survive a recession. Well, one of the best ways to survive a recession is to be prepared before the recession hits. So, in a recession, what we're really seeing is economic activity is in decline. And typically, recessions are kicked off from a high asset bubble that's out of proportion that bursts, whether that's like a housing or a stock market or even a sector in the stock market like technology stocks or et cetera, et cetera. We've seen that in the past. And another thing that can put your economy in decline is high commodity prices, especially energy. If you have the price of oil double or tripling and the price of gasoline double or tripling, you can get into a situation where any good that you buy at the store, all the oil that was involved to produce it, and it gets on the trucks and makes it to the store, and then you get in your car and go to the store, or if you buy online, all the transportation and the delivery to your house, for the same economic activity, you're seeing a lot more stress and strain to achieve that, and that eventually will lead to a decline in the economy. And when you start getting a decline that becomes severe, then you're in a recession. And an interesting thing about a recession is typically the emotions in the economy and the stock market are optimistic. People are hoping for good times. They're buying things and hoping that they appreciate. When a recession, fear is introduced and you're seeing assets fall rapidly. And it's been said, a market goes up on an escalator but goes down on an elevator. And so, some selling creates a drop in price. Anytime you have more sellers than buyers, you're going to experience a drop in price. So you start seeing some sellers, you start seeing a drop in price. People start panicking. They start selling further, which leads to a further drop in price. And then you get into a full-blown jump out the window scenario where the people will do almost anything just to liquidate the asset, to get cash. That's the goal. They want to, anytime you sell something, you're trying to get cash for it. Even if you're not trying, how are you going to sell stocks or your house or etc.? You're going to end up getting cash for it. And luckily in the US, we're also considered the world's currency. So when there's a recession, everybody wants to flood to the US dollar. So what we see is asset prices of really could be around the world or in a sector, wherever you're experiencing the recession, asset prices are dropping and the price of cash is rising. That's how I like to look at it. Instead of everything falling, I just like to look at it, hey, the value of your cash is going up. So one way we can be prepared for a recession is to have some cash. It'd be silly to have all your investments into real estate, right? Or if you had everything you own tied up in the stock market. When recession comes along and you could really get hurt, to the tune of what, 60, 70% if you're all in that typical asset class. So you're gonna want some diversification, and part of your diversification, if it includes cash when the recession comes, it's very unlikely that majority of your money is in the asset bubble that depreciated. And now that you have cash, that portion of your portfolio won't drop. Just the other portions of your portfolio will drop, and your cash will actually gain in value. So being diversified is going to be, one of your best bets going into a recession, something that you can do. And it's going to be hard to time this and get cash during a recession. Recessions happen really quickly and they're violent. So if you decide you don't need cash in your portfolio and a recession starts coming and you need to get some cash, well, you're going to be like everybody else and you're going to be selling your assets, selling your things at a big time discount just to get some of this cash. And as recessions, it's interesting to note, they're typically short-lived. A lot of times what governments like to do is print money. We saw in this last recession, they print money to create liquidity in the market. And all liquidity means is just cash, basically, available cash for people. But there is that brief bit of time, from 6 to 18 months that cash is in demand. And there's a saying, either cash is trash or cash is king. Well, normally, maybe cash is trash and you'd rather own real estate or you'd rather own stocks. But come recession time, cash is king. And so what I like to do to protect myself from any kind of financial disaster is be diversified, and what I use to protect myself from recessions is cash. So I'd like to thank you guys for joining me today on this video on the recession. There's going to be a few more of these, so if you'd like to know when the next one comes out, feel free to subscribe to my channel, and that way you'll get a notification letting you know that the next video came out. Alright, till next time, thanks, bye.